everyone. Welcome to today's episode of News from KidSenz. We're here to deliver news from around the world.
Today we will cover the earthquakes in Pakistan and Philippines, the Nobel Prize Awards for 2013, the government shutdown in the U.S., the new look of the U.S. $100 bill, Bansky's experiment with art buyers, and Halloween.
Hi, first up. There were two large earthquakes in September and October in the Eastern Hemisphere. A huge 7.7 magnitude earthquake struck Pakistan's quake-prone province of Baluchistan on September 24, 2013. The earthquake caused over 500 deaths, many injuries, and significant damage to property. Another earthquake of magnitude 7.2 struck central Philippines on October 15, 2013, leaving over 180 people dead, injuries, and even destroyed some historical buildings. The Philippines earthquake raised fears of a tsunami that could wash away villages and cause a lot more destruction. A tsunami warning was raised, but fortunately, it did not happen. Rescue efforts to save people and help the injured are underway. If you would like to help, please contribute through the Red Cross. The earthquake in Pakistan is also drawing attention due to the seemingly magical appearance of a small island out of nowhere. It rose from the seabed about 600 meters off Pakistan's coastline in the Arabian Sea. Geologists believe that this island, named Zalzala Ko, is made of erupted mud that spewed from the sea floor. This can typically happen during an earthquake of this magnitude, when trapped gases escape or if subsurface water was violently expelled. Amazing as this feels, these mud volcanoes and islands can be a threat to navigation. It is expected that this island will eventually disappear when the gas disappears and cause the crust to collapse back into the seabed. The waves around it will also erode the mud away and the clay. People are lining up to visit the island and witness the uncommon occurrence while it still exists. That is very interesting.
Next up.
The Nobel Prize winners for the year 2013 have been announced. The Nobel Awards were started after Alfred Nobel, the renowned Swedish scientist, left most of his wealth, almost $265 million today, to be used to recognize people that truly make a difference for the betterment of the world. Alfred Nobel's most famous invention is dynamite, a chemical that can blow through rocks and pave the way to build roads. He was disappointed by its use for destructive purposes. This led him to create these prizes for outstanding achievements in the fields of physics, chemistry, physiology, or medicine, literature, and the promotion of peace. Another prize added in memory of Alfred Nobel is the Sveriges Riksbank Prize in the field of economic sciences. So who were this year's Nobel Prize winners? Let's take a look. The Nobel Prize in Physics this year was awarded to Francois Englert and Peter Higgs. The Nobel Prize in Chemistry this year was awarded jointly to Martin Karplus, Michael Levitt, and Arya Werschel. The Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine this year was awarded jointly to James Rothman, Randy Schekman, and Thomas Sudoff. The announcement for literature came as a bit of a surprise. For the first time, it was given to a writer of short stories, the 82-year-old Alice Munro of Canada. Most short story writers have a difficult task just getting their books published. Getting an award seems a distant dream. Munro's work is loved everywhere, so the announcement cheered writers and readers around the world. The Nobel Peace Prize was expected to go to 16-year-old nominee from Pakistan, Malala Yousafzai, who bravely continues to fight for a girl's right to education. She was shot by the Pakistani Taliban when she voiced her opinion. Malala recovered from the incident and has come out even stronger. She recently published a book about her story to inspire more young girls. The nomination for a Nobel Prize itself sent a strong message in support of this brave girl as she continues to fight for the rights of girls. The Nobel Peace Prize, however, was given in the end to the Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons. It is involved in removing chemical weapons from our world. They are currently overseeing the removal of chemical weapons from Syria.
Our next story is about the U.S. government shutdown. The most recent government shutdown began on October 1st and lasted 16 days. This happened due to Congress not passing a budget bill that decides how to use our tax dollars to keep the country running and provide services. The Republicans, that control the House of Commons, and the Democrats, that control the Senate, found it extremely difficult to come to an agreement on the contents of the budget bill for 16 days. People suffered a lot of inconveniences due to the closing of parks and various services. Millions of dollars were lost each day due to the closures. 800,000 government employees that were not in essential services, such as soldiers serving in the armed forces, air traffic control, Federal Reserve, emergency medical services, etc., were not allowed to come into work during these 16 days. This means a loss of a lot of time that they will need to catch up on. Overall, the shutdown is estimated to cost us, the taxpayers, around $24 billion.
Our next story.
The new look of the U.S. $100 bill. The Benjamins, that is. The U.S. $100 bills have received a long-planned makeover. The new bills were released on October 8th. The Federal Reserve plans to order 2.5 billion new $100 bills this year. I want one. Have you ever seen a $100 bill before? Not all of us have. The $20 bill is much more common in the U.S., but outside the U.S., it is the $100 bill that is the most popular bill. In fact, there are about $900 billion worth of $100 bills in circulation around the world. Over the next few years, the old $100 bills will be returned to the Fed to be retired, and these will be replaced by the new bills. The main reason for the redesign is to fight against counterfeiting or fake currency bills. With state-of-the-art color printers, it has become easier to make illegal counterfeits. All bills $500 and above were removed from circulation in July of 1969. And, over the last decade, the government has redesigned all other bills, $5, $10, $20, and $50 bills, by adding new security features. The $100 bill is the last in the series of redesigns. It took the longest, since getting it to be foolproof is important considering its higher value. It is complex and has multiple security features from Benjamin Franklin's Philadelphia. On one side of the bill is Benjamin Franklin's face, with a textured collar. It is joined by parts of the Declaration of Independence written in script on the bottom right of the bill. The opposite side of the bill has the watermark of the Independence Hall in Philadelphia. Also present are a quill and inkwell printed behind parts of the Declaration of Independence script. The ink in the inkwell changes colors from copper to green when the bill is turned, and the Liberty Bell can be seen when held at an angle in just the right lighting. Finally, there is also a blue 3D security ribbon that runs down the center right of the bill. These changes make it easier to catch fake $100 bills without going to a bank or using a blacklight. This fancy new makeover doesn't come cheap. Each new bill costs about 4 cents more to print than the old one, for a total of about 13 cents. That is an additional $100 million in cost for just this year. Have any of you seen the new Benjamin? Keep your eyes open for it.
For our next story, from the world of art, Experiment on Art Buyers by Banksy. Have you ever wondered about graffiti that appears overnight on walls and alleys, streets, and bridges? Most times, this is seen as vandalism, and it is usually not legal to paint on public property. However, graffiti art is also an expression of opinions, and the art itself can be quite beautiful. A British artist who goes by the name of Banksy is a graffiti artist, political activist, film director, and painter. No one knows his real identity for sure. He is famous for his distinctive graffiti stenciling technique and creating art on street walls and bridges that often include additional props built to support the narrative of his artwork. His graffiti has shown up in cities all around the world. Banksy street art has been auctioned off to eager art collectors who are willing to take care of removing and relocating the art if necessary. The art sells for hundreds of thousands of dollars. He recently conducted an interesting experiment on art buyers as part of his October, one-month show on the streets of New York. He had a stall on New York Fifth Avenue with a vendor selling original signed canvases at a pittance at just $60. Seems like Banksy decided to favor buyers who had no idea that they were buying original art. Banksy says he made only $420 for that entire day, with one customer negotiating for a 2-for-1 discount. Seems like I missed out on a great opportunity. Wow! What did you think of it?
And for our final story,
Halloween. This time of the year brings out scary and fun decorations of spiderwebs, pumpkins, jack-o'-lanterns, skeletons, bats, ghosts, and goblins. Also known as the Festival of the Dead, Halloween is a celebration that started in Ireland and Scotland that later spread to several other countries. It is usually celebrated on October 31st. The most fun Halloween activity is probably trick-or-treating. Kids go from house to house dressed in Halloween costumes, showing their special tricks and, of course, collecting candies. Kids also enjoy pumpkin carving to make jack-o'-lantern lanterns and decorate their homes with it. Many people, both young and old, attend costume parties and parades and enjoy evenings with bonfires, visiting haunted attractions, playing pranks, telling scary stories, and watching horror films. No matter where you are, there is likely Halloween fun right around the corner. I was planning to be a minion, but maybe I'll try creating the LED stick figure costume that looks so adorable on 22-month-old Zoe. What's your Halloween costume this year?
That is all we have for today. See you next time.
bye!